Hey, what's up guys, Crossfire here again. Today, this time, we have an Invention training guide. Now this is not a method that you can do right off the bat when you start out with Invention, but it is a method that you can do after leveling up a little bit. Now a couple of the requirements that you guys are going to need to do this really fast training method for Invention is: 1, you're going to need 90 Slayer, as it requires you to be able to kill Dark Beasts, as you can see. 2, you're going to need to be able to have access to a cannon. You could use the normal cannon. It's just not as great as if you had the Royal Cannon, as the Royal Cannon automatically restocks itself. Then the only thing that you really have to worry about is constantly making sure that you don't let your cannon decay, as I have let my cannon decay at least 5 times, like an unbelievable amount of times I've let it decay. Currently in the game, there are 2 locations that you guys are able to kill Dark Beasts. That I know of, and one of those would be the Curadel's Dungeon. The only difference is with Curadel's Dungeon, you cannot go there unless you have them on a Slayer task, and even if you have them on a Slayer task, after the task is over, you will not be able to continue killing them. So the greatest place to do this at is at the Temple of Light, or otherwise known as the Mourner Tunnels. There are a few different ways to get to the Mourner's Tunnel, one of them being directly through the Mourner's headquarters, which is located in Argent. Requiring a full Mourner's outfit and a new key, which is obtainable in the Mourner's headquarters. Then the other and much faster and easier routes of getting to the Mourner's tunnels is: 1, by using the Mask of Gloom teleport if you got it off of the Treasure Hunter, which is basically the Dark Beast Slayer mask, or you can use an upgraded Crystal teleport seed after the Within the Light quest. You can speak to a Loon to get it upgraded to allow the teleport to the Temple of Light. Anyways, onto the actual training. Basically what you're going to need is you're going to have at least 3 augmenters. 1 for your tier 70 staff. Right now I'm using a crystal staff. 1 for your top and 1 for your bottom as well. I'm actually doing all tier 70s. I have a Ganodermic poncho and a Ganodermic leggings. And basically what I was doing is, after augmenting it, it's going to take about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes to level up your crystal staff or your tier 70 staff, or any tier 70 weapon, to be honest with you. It's going to take about an hour to hour and 20 minutes to level it up to level 10. And then it takes about 2 hours to do a top and a bottom all together. After every item has hit level 10, or even if you wanted to do it after one item hit level 10, basically what you're going to do is you're not going to destroy the item, especially if you're using a crystal staff. You can right click and do destroy. You're going to want to make sure that you use the Invention spell disassemble, and that you disassemble the item. All tier 70s are going to disassemble for 540k XP, which is a really huge chunk. I love having the big XP pop-ups. It's one of my favorite things about training Invention, which in my opinion really isn't all that bad of a skill. I actually kind of do enjoy the skill. It kind of brings something else to do while doing Slayer other than just training up your combat stats. Now, while you're doing 1 armor set, it is going to take 2 crystal staffs. You won't finish the 2nd crystal staff entirely, but you will just about get it halfway leveled up. And keep in mind that the XP from level 1 to level 8 on a weapon is the same amount as the XP from level 8 to level 10. So it does take quite a bit of time getting those last 2 levels. Just hang in there. It's totally worth it in the long run. You can do this method without an actual cannon. Ideally, all you got to do is come here and kill Dark Beast. It will take a lot longer, but if you do have a cannon, make sure you set it up somewhat centered to the room. That way you can get every Dark Beast in the area. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to let the cannon do its work, have auto retaliate on, have your bar set up, and make sure that you use Sunshine as much as you possibly can. Sunshine is going to increase the speed that you level up your weapons, so it's totally worth it to try to pay attention a little bit. It is an AFK-able method, but not entirely AFK if you want to do it faster. Like I said, the best way to do it then is to make sure that you proc your Sunshine as much as possible. Another thing that you can do to take advantage of the Dark Beast is, if you have a legendary pet, definitely have it on you. You don't really need much food, and what I do recommend is bringing overloads. Yeah, it's kind of a waste of overloads. Yeah, you're not doing anything that really requires overloads, but it's just going to maximize the speed that you level up your weapon and your armor, top and bottom. So bringing overloads, to me, it was worth it because it allowed me to hit level 10 a lot quicker. And like I said, with the legendary pet, if you have a legendary pet, then you don't have to worry about moving. Your legendary pet will pick up drops for you. So even though you're spending a lot of money on cannonballs, you're spending a lot of money on the top and bottoms and on the crystal staffs or whatever tier 70 that you're deciding to level up, you're going to make a little bit of that money back having a legendary pet due to the coin drops, which I've experienced about 1 mil every hour in coin drops. I would probably say a little bit better would be like 500k to 1 mil every hour I've experienced in coin drops. Just because the legendary pet is so consistent at picking them up, as well as most of the drops at Dark Beast are noted drops. As long as you have the inventory space, you're good to go. You make a decent amount of money, and while I was leveling up to 70 Invention, I actually got a lot of rare drop table drops, which netted me a lot of money at Dark Beast as well. There was actually one 4-hour trip that I did while leveling up 2 sets of Gano, and 3 crystal staffs. There was a 1 4-hour trip that I did where I gained 10 mil. To me, that's not that bad for just doing a little Slayer mob. So I finished my weapons and I finished my armor, both all at level 10. And basically now what I'm going to do is I teleport back to the GE. In this instance, I'm using Prif. So what I basically do is what I like to do is price check all of my items at the end, see how much money I've made just in a little 2-hour trip or whether I did a 4-hour trip, which really can be profitable. But also at the same time, you may not make very much money. But it's a good reason why this is not a money guide, but this is an Invention XP per hour guide. And that's exactly what we're here for. Anyways, so basically, like I said earlier in the video, you're just going to disassemble the top, bottom, and the staff or whatever weapon you're using. In this instance, I'm using a crystal staff. They buy for about between 1 mil and 1.3 mil on the GE, so I found it to be the cheapest mage method. And that's what I enjoy doing. As you can see now, I'm disassembling all 3 of my pieces for an easy 540k XP each, which netted about 1.7 mil in XP, which is a really nice XP drop just to get over that much time. So the XP rate per hour added up to be about 800k XP an hour, which really isn't all that bad. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the sub button. Really do appreciate the support. Comment down below on what video I should do next. Definitely looking for more suggestions. If you guys liked it, again, don't forget to hit the sub button, and I'll see you guys over on the next video. Hey, what's going on, guys? Crossfire here. This is going to be my very first loot from video. It's a new thing that I'm doing with my YouTube channel. This is loot from 1000 Krill, Tutsaroth, Zami, whatever you want to call him. Oh my